Hi, kids. Nice to see you today.
Hi, Kingsley. Good to see you, too.
Hey, what's Monk doing?
I don't know. Let's go find out.
1,462, 1,463. Whew.
Hi, Monk. What you doing?
Oh, hi, Kingsley. I'm just moving all my acorns to storage, and I finally got them all loaded.
I'm sorry, Monk. I've just got to slow down. And look at all these acorns. There must be a gazillion of them.
1,463 to be exact. All that work for nothing.
Oh, Monk, I'm sorry this happened, but I know Aaron didn't mean to. Here, let's just get started and load them up again. Come on, Aaron, let's help.
I feel awful. Kingsley, do you think we could have a song while we're working? Maybe that'll help Monk feel better.
That's a good idea, Aaron. And I think the pedals will know just the right song to sing.
From trading cards to dollar bills or the cookies Mom just baked. If you keep too many, there won't be any to share, and they'll go to waste. Don't spend your life stacking up stuff. We've got more, much more than enough. When people have less than us, we need to be generous. We've got much to share, let's show we care. Stop stacking up stuff. So save a little for a rainy day. Don't be selfish and mean. Your piles of treasure won't bring real pleasure. Wealth is not all it seems. Don't spend your life stacking up stuff. We've got more, much more than enough. When people have less than us, we need to be generous. We've got much to share, and let's show we care. Stop stacking up stuff. When people have less than us, be generous. Stop stacking up stuff.
I'm sure sorry about crashing into your acorns, Monk. Say, do you think I could have some of them?
No way! What do you think this is, a moving grocery store? First you plow into my winter munchies, and now you want me to give you some?
What are you gonna do with all of them?
I'm gonna put them in storage, that's what, for the winter.
Well, Monk, it looks like you've got enough there for about 2 or 3 winters. I think this calls for a little generosity.
What's generosity mean? Does it have anything to do with acorns? Yummy.
No, Aaron. Generosity has to do with sharing, being willing to share.
You mean like sharing 1,463 acorns?
But Kingsley, I worked so hard to get these acorns.
Monk, what if I tell you a story from the Bible?
Oh boy, a story!
This story is about a very important man in the Bible named Abraham and his nephew, Lot. Abraham was a very generous man, and God had blessed him. Abraham was very rich and had many cattle, sheep, and goats. He had a lot of silver and gold. He also had many men to take care of his animals. Abraham had a nephew who lived with him. His name was Lot. Lot also had many cattle, sheep, and goats, and he had many men to take care of his animals.
Who was the richest, Kingsley? Who had the most money? Was it Abraham or Lot?
I don't know about that, Monk. But between the two of them, there were so many animals that there wasn't enough grassland to feed them all. The men who took care of Abraham's animals began to quarrel with the men who took care of Lot's animals. There was trouble. Abraham talked to Lot.
"You're my brother's son. Let's not quarrel, and our men should not quarrel either. We should separate. There's plenty of land. You can choose the direction you want to go. If you choose to go to the left, then I will go to the right. If you choose to go to the right, then I will go to the left."
He gave Lot his choice. Abraham was generous to let Lot choose. Lot looked all around and saw a huge area of land called the Jordan Valley. It had lots of green grass and plenty of water. Lot knew this was the best land for the cattle, sheep, and goats. They would have plenty of food and water. So Lot chose the whole Jordan Valley for himself. He took his men and all his animals and moved to a city near the Green Valley. Abraham had generously given Lot his choice of all the land, and Lot chose the best land. Then Abraham and Lot went their separate ways. Then the Lord spoke to Abraham. He said,
"Look around you. Look to the north, south, east, and west. I will give you and your family all the land that you can see. It will be yours forever, and I'm going to give you many, many children."
God was happy with Abraham. He knew Abraham was a very good and generous man. God blessed him and gave him lots of land, and his family continued and prospered for many generations. So, you see, Abraham was generous to Lot, and God was generous to Abraham. It's important that all of us be generous to each other.
Kingsley, I think I know why you told that story. Being generous isn't always easy, is it, Kingsley?
No, sometimes we want to just keep things for ourselves. But that isn't right. We should always have a good attitude about sharing. Say, would you like to hear another song about being generous?
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
When I do what's best for you before I do what's best for me, that is called generosity. When I act this way, I'm never gonna lose, 'cause that's generosity. It's true.
Let's say I get a bike and let you ride it first. Give you my umbrella when a cloud's about to burst. Have 3 crayons, give you 2. That's generosity for you.
When I do what's best for you before I do what's best for me, that is called generosity. When I act this way, I'm never gonna lose, 'cause that's generosity. It's true.
Although it may be hard to believe, it's better to give than receive.
When I do what's best for you before I do what's best for me, that is called generosity. When I act this way, I'm never gonna lose, 'cause that's generosity. It's true.
That's generosity. It's true.
Well, Monk, you need any help moving those acorns?
I might, but you know what? I've decided to give some of them away.
You have?
Yep. Do you know anyone that would like some?
Hey, yeah, I do. Me. Me.
Okay, Aaron. I'm sorry I wouldn't share with you before. Now I know it's the right thing to do. You can have half of my acorns. What do you say?
That's really generous of you, Monk. Thanks. Wow. 1, 2,
Oh!
3.
Hey, Aaron, you don't have to take exactly half of them.
Ah, Monk, now I lost my place. Okay. 1, 2,
Well, kids,
3.
it looks like we might be here for a long time.
Oh!
I'm sure glad you were able to join us today. And I hope our story helped you think about being generous with others. See you next time.
Let's all be generous.
There's a story in the Bible about two men, one named Abraham and the other Lot. A great way to remember these two men is by listening to this little song. In fact, you may want to sing it to your friends. It goes like this.
There once were two families who lived in one spot, one led by Abraham, one led by Lot. They each had their servants who tended their flocks, and nobody seemed to mind. But the cows and the sheep and the goats had to eat, so they chewed up the grasses that grew at their feet. And before long they started to moo, baa, and bleat, for their meals were harder to find. It was time to move on, now they'd run out of food. They'd have to go somewhere, but how would they choose? Down in the valley the greener grass grew, but who would get to go there? They never did argue and they never fought. In fact, Uncle Abe hardly gave it a thought. He left the first choice to his dear nephew Lot. He was generous and willing to share.
Let's all be generous and willing to share. Let's be like Abraham. Let's treat each other the way that he would. He was a generous man.
Well, he knew which was better, but he didn't care. Abraham knew that life's not always fair. He'd rather work harder and be quick to share than worry with pride and greed. So he gave Lot the valley and headed away. He trusted the Lord to provide for each day, and God blessed his family in so many ways, just like he will bless you and me.
Let's all be generous and willing to share. Let's be like Abraham. Let's treat each other the way that he would. He was a generous man. Let's all be generous and willing to share. Let's be like Abraham. Let's treat each other the way that he would. He was a generous man.
He was a generous man. He was a generous man.
If you want to read the story of Abraham and Lot, you can look in the greatest book of all, the Bible. Their story starts in the book of Genesis, chapter 13.